Yeah, thank you. Some of the people, see, they're conscious of this. If you are in the rapture, if you are ascending, and you're changing from mortal to mortality, your consciousness is there just like the souls that were under the altar. Your consciousness is there. You're conscious you're leaving behind some. You're conscious that the part of the church is not being taken. And you're pleading. There's incense. The smoke of the incense. The multitude of prayers. You're pleading. So it's in that time setting right there before they are taken back as they're being transferred in the moment, the blink of death. But they're pleading because they're conscious. And then that smoke of incense is mercy that God is allocating to the foolish virgins, to the part of the church left, and to the Israel of God, because that smoke covers them and that preserves them, just like Goshen preserved Israel in that time. Because see, God is still going to be working on the earth, even while there's judgment being dispensed. Even then, that silence, it's silence in heaven. It's not silence in the earth. See, they're buying and selling in the earth. The foolish virgins are buying of the oil from Israel, the redeemed of God, and there's a church. There'll be an active church through the time of the silence, but there'll be nothing coming from God. See, he that is holy will be holy still. He that is filthy will be filthy still. But they'll be buying and selling. The door is shut to the bride of Christ, to the bride company. But there's still a work going on in the earth. There's still something happening. Everybody got that picture? Do you understand that? I got the choir here, and they got to get it in here and start. But do you understand that? That God just doesn't cut off activity of the earth just because he takes the bride back, just because he takes the redeemed back. There's still a foolish virgin company here. There's still a church here. There's still Israel here. And there's still some buying and selling of knowledge, oil, that's going on before those vials are being poured out. And then there's a time period that starts then in verse 5, when the angel takes the censer, fills it with fire of the altar, that's the judgment of Christ, and he casts it in the earth. And then there's the voices and thunders and lightnings and earthquake, and then the 7 angels begin to sound. And the first angel sounds, and my God, I wouldn't want to be here, I would not. God will have to preserve the bride, the foolish virgin and Israel. Because look what happens in this first plague. There's hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the forest of the earth is burned up, and all the green grass is burned up. It'll be a terrible time as these plagues are poured out, and they're not poured out in these 7.5 years. They begin at the conclusion and the wind-up of the 7.5 years, and then they follow until all of them finally bring the earth back to righteousness, and a new earth is created, and a new heaven. It's over a period of time. All right, they're waiting patiently, and I appreciate them doing that. So I know that I don't satisfy all the questions. I know you've got more. I know you have. And I know you've got comments. These ministers sitting here, the elders, they have things. But is it interesting?
Very. Amen.
And somebody said to me, and I'm going to say about this. One of the elders said to me, he said, "Why do you insist on having those Monday night Bible studies when we need practical things taught in church?" And I've still been puzzled over what he meant by practical things. if you don't need to know this knowledge, who does need to know it? If this is not knowledge that leads you to Christ, what will lead you to Christ? What will help you? Practical things. I think this is practical. I think this is knowledge that, where will we get it? You won't get it in reading the Bradenton Herald. You won't get it out here in Publix Market. Here's where it is, right here. But if we don't take time, and do you think we could have this in a 2-hour worship service? No. You think it's possible with the condition of the church right now for us to have this right here in a 2-hour worship service? There's only one place you can get it, and that's right here where we grind the corn out, where we squeeze the olives out and get the oil. That's the only place we can get it. So it is, I think it's necessary, and I hope that you receive it, because it's mine and yours. It's our word, it's our bread, it's our communion, it's our life. God bless you. Thank you for coming, and may the Lord go with you. And let's keep everybody in prayer, and let's keep the church, and let's stay on the road we're on right now in the church. I've not seen the church more encouraged in a long time. I've not seen the Lord helping the church as he is right now. So it tells me we're getting near that coming of that first coming of Christ, the first 7.5 years. If we're not into it, I wonder if we're not actually into that right now. God bless you. Go with God. Be careful on the highway. And all of you that will and find the address of the telephone number of Sister Lorraine and Brother Malcolm Caldwell and Ginger, and you can find their address, would you write them a card? Would you send them a miss you card? Would you make a call to Lorraine and Malcolm? They're up in years. They can't be here like they were. And Ginger, just something to let them know that we love them. We're thinking about them.